don't think it's totally necessary to tailor your resume, and I'm gonna tell you why in this video. Basically, you get told all the time it's super important to really tailor your resume, really make sure you got all those words in your resume that the job description uses when you're applying to a job. Really take that time to customize your resume. Here's the thing though, I've seen a lot of recruiters explain what the ATS system is actually like, and pretty much none of them talk about the ATS going in and actually looking for specific keywords and eliminating your resume if it doesn't fit. Like, they do order your resume based off of if you came in first or not, and some ATS will give percentage of, oh, this resume gets this grade, but ultimately, even if you make it into the top with a resume chock full of keywords that ATS may be looking for, when an actual recruiter reads the resume, chances are it's not going to look very good. It's going to turn out you don't have the actual experience they want. So what actually worked for me, right? I would, in the past, try to play that game, and even during this job search, I, especially at the beginning, was asking ChatGPT to rewrite my bullets by putting the keywords it detected from the job description. Rewrite my resume bullets so they contain those keywords. I was doing all that. The only callbacks I got were jobs where the job description had a high matching to what I actually described my position as being in my resume. And that had me really reflecting on, in the past, right, when it came to what jobs I did get. My internship I got just because I got the interview because I had Python in my resume, and I had this interesting bot that I worked on a team to create a machine learning model that could create songs that were in the style of Taylor Swift. I actually had the excuse to write Taylor Swift on my resume. I had people telling me when I had that project on my resume, that was what piqued their interest and actually, want to actually talk to me. And I was able to talk about that bot, So many interviews had that as one of their questions for me. I got my internship at IBM because I knew that it was going to be about using Python to their Jira, basically. Now, that actually ended up changing, and I ended up doing something very different from Python analysis. Instead, I was doing compliance. I was, looking at invoices, running checks against these invoices. And what ultimately got me the job that I landed after college was the fact that I did compliance work. I ended up doing very different compliance work in job, but the point is, the I had in compliance in my internship is what landed me the next job I had, which was technology, presenting metrics for analyzing and presenting metrics for an entire department at here in the East Coast. So when it came to what jobs I landed, those came from what my actual experiences were and matching to actual jobs out there. Not fidgeting with words on a resume. Lesson learned in my job search as far as what works. And of course, to have enough ability in interviewing to be able to talk about those experiences that you had that match with whatever job you're applying for, especially remark on like how it impacted the company, bottom line, if you know that, honestly, because I always get intimidated when people talk about how much you have to sell you in an interview and really convince people that you are the shit. And honestly, again, the actual interviews, it really just boiled down to being able to just tell the stories of what actually happened, like how you actually, company or even just your team in some way, that honest impact, these different stories that with to present at interviews, and just share honestly how it helped your department, or help your team, because you probably a lot of experience like saving a department from bankruptcy, but you did make some process faster for your team, or you developed something that helped in like a big project, or project that this way, or was given to this client and they had nothing but good things to say, presented it to them. Those are all what you want to talk about in your interview to really sell yourself. You don't have to come in with like all the metrics. You're not in sales. Unless you are in sales, then go somewhere else for interview advice. But that's pretty much it, that's through line. You convey your experiences on your resume, and then you're able to tell those stories and see how you helped a company improve something, save money, live better, Walmart, whatever, Sometimes it might be effective to change the wording a little bit. It's kind of ridiculous, but sometimes, like, if you change the wording so that, the stakeholder to customer, like, little changes like that can really, make you look like of whatever industry you might be stepping into. I think it's kind of ridiculous. I think it's a bit of a arbitrary, but make a difference. It might impress somebody in a weird way, but apparently it can help. So that would be the tailoring to really worry about. But even then, honestly, I'm not sure how much that truly would move the needle. Plus, for the ATS systems that different companies use that do put a score on your resume, the criteria is always going to be different. Even for the same job in different companies, it's going to be different. Potentially, even for the same job title in a company, but in it's going to be different criteria. So, think of your resume as building it up so it reaches some score is not helpful. Boom, I just completely rid of job scan and similar services. You're welcome, I saved you money. Hire me. But yeah, search continues. Hopefully it goes somewhere really soon. And already shifting the channel so I'm talking about more than just a job search, because with how many job searches I've had, I've become a weird expert about it. But I do have other interests, am even now making other videos, such as my last video, which was a quick explanation of why AI art is not actually art. So check that out here, and thank you so much for watching. Like and thumb up, subscribe if you liked it. Yeah, hi.